Hey everyone, you're listening to Nadlan Forum Podcast Daily. I'm Ruby Sturt in the studio with Lior, and today I have to say we've got one of those topics that's both sobering and honestly really inspiring: disaster recovery and what real support looks like after storms hit a community.
Yeah, and not just on the news, right? We're talking about those real life, like boots on the ground moments when entire neighborhoods get turned upside down. Indiana and Michigan, especially this last year, have had it rough. Tornadoes, crazy high winds, major floods in June. People lost parts of their roofs, basements filled with water, you name it.
Yeah, and sometimes you read about these disasters and think, well, insurance will take care of them, or maybe like FEMA steps in. But on the ground, it never works that neatly. So many families, especially those living paycheck to paycheck, suddenly need to cover repairs they just can't afford, and the clock's ticking the whole time. It just, compounds the crisis.
Exactly. I mean, I had something like this myself. Okay, not a tornado, thank God, but there was this wild storm back in, I think, 2021. Hit Brooklyn badly. I remember getting pictures at 2 a.m., water just pouring into the basement of my property. And yeah, insurance covered some of it, but there are these like endless forms and waiting. Meanwhile, tenants want to move back in. The repairs just, add up. Natural disasters don't give you a heads up. They just show up and turn your investment or your home into a project you never wanted.
And that's what makes disaster relief programs so vital, right? They step in during those messy, uncertain minutes, hours, days, whatever it is, where people are scrambling for answers. Accessible financial support, actual grants, and not just loans can be the difference between staying in your home or ending up permanently set back or even without a home. So let's break down what FHL Bank Indianapolis is doing here, because this feels like a big deal. They've rolled out this disaster relief program, and the gist is pretty straightforward. Up to $10,000 per qualified household, and it's a grant, not a loan. That means families don't have to pay it back. It's basically a lifeline when you need one most.
Yeah, and what I find important, this isn't some vague promise. There's around $276,000 set aside for this round, and people access it through local banks, credit unions, and their other member institutions. So you have a local partner that helps channel the money where it's needed most, not just some random bureaucracy.
Exactly. And look, it's specifically for homeowners hit by those storms and floods in Indiana and Michigan, so there's a list of covered counties. If listeners are in Vigo County, for example, you're included. That's actually where there was this family I read about. News covered their whole mess of a situation: massive roof damage, unexpected mold, thousands in repairs. They managed to get help through this grant, and honestly, that's the sort of impact that changes the story from disaster to actual recovery.
And eligibility. Always the fine print, right? It's not just anyone. You have to be under 100% of your local area median income. So it's aimed directly at families who really need the help. You've also got to work directly with the participating banks, which helps with the oversight and honestly helps make sure these funds are being used for what they're meant for. Real needed repairs, not, adding a home theater in the basement or something.
Yeah, and the process is first come, first served, the classic rule, especially with a fixed pool of money. The funds are available until December 2025 or until they run out. So if you're listening and you've been hit by these disasters, please don't wait around. Get in touch with your local bank or credit union and see if you qualify.
What I like about the FHL Bank Indianapolis approach is that this isn't just a one-off. Since, I think, 2013, they've had this program rolling, which means every time there's a disaster, storms, flooding, you name it, they've got a ready playbook. It adds up over time. The impact on stability, you feel it,
Yeah, and it's not just about handing out checks. The bank works with local financial partners to get the money moving fast and the community back up. They also focus on encouraging disaster preparedness, helping people be more resilient for next time, which, let's be honest, feels more relevant every year, with storms getting nastier and popping up out of nowhere.
Totally. We talked a few episodes ago about how climate risk is basically the new normal for property owners. From hurricanes to floods, you have to be proactive. These partnerships between banks and local lenders are turning what could be an endless paperwork marathon into real, practical support. That, for me, makes all the difference.
And as much as the financial side matters, communication is everything. Like I remember back in Brisbane, there was this one year where flooding just wiped out half my street. A bunch of us got together, helped neighbours fill out forms for disaster relief, and half of the battle was just getting the word out that the help even existed. If you don't know, you can't apply. That's why I love when stories like that get airtime and reach those people still trying to figure out their next step.
Yeah, for sure. It's support, but it's also about spreading hope, making people realize they're not on their own out there picking up the pieces. Financial tools plus local partnerships plus good communication. That's a powerful combo for rebuilding, both for today and whatever comes next.
Honestly, that feels like the big takeaway, not just this episode, but from a bunch of what we've talked about on the show lately. When the worst happens, it matters who shows up, how fast, and whether the support is real. Hope everyone listening finds this info useful, whether it's for you or someone you know. Lior, always good to talk resilience with you.
Same here, Ruby. Stay safe out there, everyone. And listen, catch us next time for more real estate, resilience, and the news that actually matters. Thanks, Ruby.
Thanks, Lior. And thanks to all of you for tuning in. We'll catch you again soon. Bye.